Caitlin Clark got a $5 million offer from Ice Cube's Big Three League.
Just made it clear that Caitlin Clark is the dominant name in women's basketball, while Angel Reese isn't even part of the discussion. In a harsh reality check, Ice Cube openly confessed that Reese didn't receive an offer to join the Big Three League because she doesn't attract attention.
Caitlin Clark, what she's doing doesn't minimize what they've done, but we should have been giving her the credit. We saw the ratings, we saw the merchandise sales, we saw the attendance, but y'all want to make it about something else. Oh, what about the women that laid the foundation? What about this? What about it? That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is box office. She's doing this.
Meanwhile, Clark was offered an unprecedented $5 million deal, further proving that she's in a league of her own. The media has spent months attempting to portray Reese as Clark's equal, but when it comes to real numbers, genuine impact, and true influence, Clark is far ahead.
Caitlin Clark is box office. She is a star.
Who, by the way, I'm going to go there, who happens to be white and brought a level of attention and allure to the sport it had not received before.
We're breaking down why Ice Cube's decision humiliated Angel Reese, how the WNBA continues to mishandle their biggest star, and how Caitlin Clark's dominance is revealing everything wrong with the league. Ice Cube's offer to Caitlin Clark wasn't just a contract, it was a statement. A $5 million deal for a women's basketball player is unprecedented, especially when you consider that WNBA rookies are making barely $80,000 a year.
He just comes out and says, Caitlin Clark got the offer, Angel Reese didn't because Angel Reese doesn't move the needle.
This wasn't just about basketball, it was about marketability, influence, and real money. Ice Cube recognized what everyone else sees. Clark isn't just an exceptional player, she's a brand. She fills arenas, breaks viewership records, and generates millions in revenue. That's why she received the offer, and that's why Reese didn't.
She would not make the financial impact that Caitlin Clark would have made. We've seen that with everything across the board. Attendance, ratings, revenue, the whole nine.
Angel Reese may dominate social media headlines, but when it comes to filling seats and driving real revenue, she falls short. Ice Cube made it clear that Reese simply doesn't have the financial or cultural pull that Clark possesses. Clark's impact is undeniable. Wherever she goes, ratings soar, tickets sell out, and merchandise flies off the shelves.
One more thing on Caitlin, which makes her super valuable, is she is leading the WNBA in points generated, which means points scored and or points assisted on. She is leading the league by a significant margin, and she is doing this as a rookie with a Fever team that is not comprised of a bunch of all-stars.
The Big Three League is built on star power, and Ice Cube had one goal: to bring in someone who could elevate the brand. Caitlin Clark was that player. Angel Reese was not. This is what the media refuses to acknowledge. They want to push the narrative that Clark and Reese are rivals, that Reese is just as crucial to the game. But the numbers tell a different story.
I believe her agents were hating on it. Because her agents that she has are also NBA. They got a lot of NBA guys that they make millions off of. So I think they was like, man, we don't care if she's making more money. She's going to go back to the WNBA. We're going to keep everybody happy. We're going to keep making our money from the boys.
Reese may generate controversy, but controversy doesn't always translate into cash. Clark, on the other hand, is pure box office. Her ability to generate revenue is why leagues want her, and it's why Ice Cube didn't even consider Reese. The reality is simple. When it comes to impact, Clark is the future, and Reese is just another player trying to catch up.
And the fact that he just comes out and says, Angel Reese doesn't have it like that. I like watching her play, but she wouldn't have brought the eyes, the attention, and the impact to the Big Three that we know Caitlin Clark would have brought.
The media has been promoting Angel Reese as the face of the WNBA, highlighting her trash talk, attitude, and supposed rivalry with Caitlin Clark. But when you remove the media narratives and focus on the reality, there's no competition. Clark is in a league of her own, and Ice Cube's decision just made that painfully clear.
And my advice to anyone that comes in with this, this level of like notoriety, out of this world expectation, whatever the case may be, I just think just It's all about having, be a horse, man. The Kentucky Derby, put your blinders on, go to work, show up to work, punch your clock in, prepare yourself, work on your game, work on your craft,
The truth is, Clark should have had more opportunities like this, but the WNBA and even her own agents have worked against her. Ice Cube himself revealed that Clark's agents and the NBA prevented him from even speaking with her. They didn't want her to explore the Big Three deal because they were afraid of disrupting the system. Clark could have made history, earned more than any WNBA player in a single season, and brought even more attention to the game, but she wasn't allowed to. Why? Because the people in charge of women's basketball don't want her to outshine the rest of the league, even though she already does.
Their agents was probably like, yo, are we going to make the NBA mad? Let her play in the Big Three for, a little commission and possibly alienate all these, these $1 million deals we got going and all these commissions we get with the guys.
Reese has been given every possible opportunity, yet she still can't match Clark's impact. Reese has been featured in major endorsements, pushed by sports media, and given endless attention, but when it comes to results, she simply doesn't deliver. The WNBA wants Reese to be a star, but they can't force the fans to care. Clark, on the other hand, doesn't need any help. She's naturally drawing millions of viewers, selling out stadiums, and proving she's the biggest name in the sport.
Caitlin Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially. She did in 5 weeks what would have taken 5 years. And as it pertains to draft viewership, she did in 5 days what would have taken 5 years.
Clark is being held back while Reese is being artificially elevated. Yet even with all the support behind Reese, she still can't reach Clark's level. That's why Ice Cube's rejection was so humiliating. It exposed the truth. The media can't manufacture a superstar. The fans decide who the real stars are, and they've already chosen Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark just came in to play basketball. All of a sudden, the black women of the WNBA decided to knock her on her ass from behind. All of a sudden, the black women, Angel Reese and her teammates, decided to cheer for them. All of a sudden, other black women decided, like Asia Wilson, to be idiots when talking about her, jealous when they're talking about her. Caitlin Clark and her fans didn't start anything.
Caitlin Clark's dominance isn't just about basketball. It's about business. She's not only the best player in women's basketball, but she's also the most valuable. The numbers don't lie. Every game she plays attracts massive viewership. Her jersey sales break records, and every arena she enters sees a significant boost in attendance. Clark isn't just changing the game, she's redefining what it means to be a women's basketball superstar.
And I want to personally thank Caitlin Clark for lifting up our sport. And it just is not going to stop here on the collegiate tour. But when she is the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, she's gonna lift that league up.
She's going to elevate that league. Compare that to Angel Reese. While she gets attention for her personality and social media presence, she doesn't bring in the same financial power. Ice Cube saw that, which is why Clark got the offer and Reese didn't. This isn't about race, bias, or media narratives. It's about who actually delivers results. Clark delivers, Reese doesn't.
You take that same player and now you put her as the first professional female basketball player to play men's league at the highest level. Now it's an explosion of interest from people who can see if they can do it. So
Clark's performances back it up. She's not just playing at a high level, she's setting records in every category, from most points by a rookie in WNBA history to leading her team in scoring and assists. She's proving that she's the player the league should be building around. Yet, instead of embracing her, the WNBA continues to fumble the opportunity, just like they did when they tried to block her from Ice Cube's deal.
Caitlin Clark is becoming the best player, not because she's white, because she's that good. She's having Larry Bird impact. She's been the driving force of the hottest team in the entire league, despite her record turnovers. Why? Because she's that good. She's legit good. She's colorblind good. She's guilt-free good. She's apolitically good.
Clark's dominance is undeniable. She's doing what no other women's basketball player has ever done, and she's still just getting started. The WNBA can either get on board and embrace their biggest star, or they can keep making the same mistakes and watch other leagues, like the Big Three, try to capitalize on what they're failing to see. Either way, Caitlin Clark is the future, and no amount of media spin can change that.
My advice to Caitlin, kind of keep your mouth shut, because everybody is looking for you to say anything, and they're going to splice it and cut it and make it a negative thing.
Ice Cube didn't just reject Angel Reese, he exposed the truth. The WNBA and the media have spent months trying to push Reese as a star, but when it comes to real money, real impact, and real influence, it's Caitlin Clark who is leading the way. She got the $5 million offer, she's selling out arenas, she's breaking records, and she's the one fans actually want to see.
But they don't want it to grow if it's certain people at the face. And there is still this undertone of jealousy that for some reason I cannot get around calling it anything else but that, because I don't know what else it could be. I thought it was going to get better this season, but it hasn't. There are still people who seemingly, to me, feel like they just don't want Caitlin to be a part.
Reese, despite all the media hype, simply isn't at that level. The question now is, how much longer can the WNBA afford to keep playing politics instead of recognizing the star they have? How long will they try to force a rivalry that doesn't exist? And how long will they continue to push Reese when the fans have already made their choice? Let me know what you think in the comments. Was Ice Cube right to choose Clark over Reese? Is the WNBA failing to capitalize on its biggest name? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on the biggest stories in women's basketball.